In the Middle Ages the houses of Anjou, Plantagenet, Lusignan, and Limburg-Luxemburg all claimed to be descended from Half Serpent Queen Melusine. Why was it attractive to come from a lineage of Serpent Queen? There are elite bloodlines of Dragon and Serpent. Anjou family was of Dragon descent, while Lusignan was from Serpent Melusine. Their intermarriages also result in more magical bloodlines. The title of King of Jerusalem was held by Guy of Lusignan, from 1186 to 1192, who belonged to the House of Lusignan. Melusine's Saturday Mystery. Melusine's mother Preshine had commanded her own husband, Eleanors, the King of Albany, Scotland, never to enter her chamber at childbirth, when she bathed, when she washed their children. When Preshine gave birth to triplets, one of whom was Melusine, the king was so excited he burst into her private bath and found that her Saturday secret was that she was a hybrid, half serpent and half human. Preshine, condemned and enraged, vowed that from then on her descendants would avenge her. She fled with her 3 daughters, Melusine, Melia, and Palatine, to Avalon, where they grew up. Later, Melusine asked why they were banished to Avalon, and where on earth was their father. When she found, she and her sisters decided to lock him up in a mountain with all his treasures. Preshine flew into a rage when she found what they'd done and cursed Melusine to take her own affliction, to take the form of a serpent from the waist down every Saturday. Being serpent is being a deity. The reason for hiding a Sabbath relates to double nature. She must live at least non-human form once a week. Or could be a memory of her being a bride of Semitic origin in Sychtian dragon families. Although Melusine seems to be cursed, in fact she gained access to 2 forms, 2 worlds. She is exalted into a deity, just like her mother, so that royal families of Europe claim to descend from her. Copy Life of Melusine. Melusine settles in a forest after curse. The Count Raymondin of Poitiers comes across Melusine after accidentally killing his uncle. Melusine consoles Raymondin, and when he proposes to her, she lays down a condition just as her mother had done, that he must never see her on a Saturday. For 10 years Raymondin keeps his promise, and Melusine bears him 10 sons, which some versions describe as being deformed yet still loved by their parents, and organizes the construction of marvelous castles, giving her husband wealth, land, and power. However, Raymondin is eventually goaded by his family, and grows suspicious of Melusine, always spending Saturday by herself and never attending Mass. He breaks his promise and peeks into her chamber, where he sees Melusine bathing in half-serpent form. He keeps his transgression a secret, until one of their now adult sons murders his brother. In front of his court, the grieving Raymondin blames Melusine and calls her a serpent. She then assumes the form of a dragon, provides him with 2 magic rings, and flies off, never to be seen again. She returns only at night to nurse her 2 youngest children, who are still infants. When Raymondin reveals her inhuman nature to the court of Lusignan, Melusine forever loses her maiden half and takes the form of a winged serpent, another similarity with mythical being of Scythian origin. Another latent figure here is killing brother. Cain killed his brother, because he was from the lineage of serpent god, Enki, just the son of Melusine killed his brother. So Raymondin is sure of Lucifer, Samael, or Enki lineage. Here Melusine is being a kind of Lilith, but if she is Lilith, who is her mother? The esoteric lineage. Persia, Anatolia, Mesopotamia, all world is full of half-human half-serpent form stories. Probably they mean to come from dragon-snake deities like Marduk, Quetzalcoatl. When we see hybrid creature allegory, we must understand that figure as a child of God, demigod, blue blood, Atlantis-related one parent, mixing with another royal already mixed human. Melusine's mother, Preshine, is a kind of tale where a demigod female marries a human man and they make a special contract, which has punishments if broken. And usually not obeyed. We can see these kinds of origin stories both at Celtic myths, and Indo-European Sychtian myths. All children have problems. Melusine has 10 children with deformations. In royal bloods, deformation is because of inter-family marriages, even some heroes gamos. Akhenaten also has these deformations, and his children also have, because of their marriages. Strange enough, some claim that this yields a serpent-looking face, like Akhenaten. This serpent-looking dynasties, or elongated head skulls, are said to form the Brotherhood of Snake. Most shocking samples in Peru, there is definitely a ruler or priest class, known to have a face looking sharp, probably which was regarded as Serpent dynasty. Melusine ruling unseen, and 2 magical rings. Melusine is said to finish big palaces, buildings in one day and have 2 rings. It is obvious that she is the female Solomon, who can order the unseen world. Also, she leaves 2 magical rings, so it means that her lineage will rule 2 crowns. The Scythian goddess Argimpasa was half human, half snake, with a priesthood of powerful shamans, who despite their self-inflicted castration, seemed to still personify the reputation of fierce warriors. House of Anjou. Anjou family is descended from Melusine, a Scythian princess who had travelled to France from Scotland and then married Rainfroy de Vere in establishing the House of Anjou. Esoterics claim this origin comes from Meru Kailash, Tibet, home of the original Grail castle and court of Fisher King Lucifer, Sanat Kumara. One royal house that could prove a direct link to Melusine and the ancient Grail bloodline was the House of Lusignan, a French dynasty that even lived within a castle that they claimed had been created overnight by Melusine and her Grail magic. It was the famous Lusignan prince, Guy de Lusignan, who later became the last king of Jerusalem, thus claiming the ultimate crown of Grail kingship for himself and his family. Technically, the House of Lusignan still retains the Jerusalem crown and the Grail heritage that comes with it, even to this day.